We'll see.
Zach and I talked to him for like 45 minutes yesterday, so when you guys start with the flute, he's sick of them.
You guys are good.
Emotions, excited, is this weird? Will it be weird? Like, what's going through your mind right now?
No, honestly, just excited. I think it's a great opportunity for our group. Obviously, they're a good hockey club coming in here, and I think we'll be ready for that.
How you feel you've settled in here so far?
Good. Yeah, I mean, it's been an easy transition. Obviously, the group of guys that we have in there made it really easy for me. So, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it was, like I said, it was pretty easy just because of the group of guys that were in that locker room there and the coaching staff, and everybody's been very welcoming.
When you made the decision to go into the portal, was it immediate in your mind, I want to stay in this league?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, obviously entering the portal, you have really no idea what to expect, what kind of offers you're going to get and whatnot, but, I knew in my heart that I wanted to be in the same conference, and I was fortunate enough that Duluth was a spot that I could, that I was able to attend.
Tough week last week. What was it like Saturday in this building, which was as loud as I can remember it, to get out of there with a tie and a shootout win?
Yeah, no, it was huge for our confidence. Obviously, Minnesota's they're a good hockey club, and Friday we didn't play a great full 60, that's for sure. But I thought our response on Saturday's game was the proper one.
What was better, you thought, Saturday than Friday?
I just think our willingness to win. We always talk about there's a difference between working hard and then there's a difference between willing to win. I think the little things and the intangibles to win a hockey game are a lot more prevalent in Saturday's game than Friday's.
They have 8 new defensemen over there. You were there last year. How hard is that to settle into a new spot? Like they've got transfers, they've got freshmen, and now you're doing it here. How hard is that for a guy to do?
Like I touched on earlier, from my aspect here, it was pretty easy just because of the group of guys and the coaching staff. Like I said, they were very welcoming. My freshman year at North Dakota, we had, I believe, 14 new guys. I mean, the more time you spend with your teammates and whatnot, obviously you kind of come together quite a bit quicker. Not to talk too much about North Dakota or anything, but my freshman year, we spent a lot of time together, and we were pretty successful that year. We weren't supposed to be, but we were, and I just think it kind of came down to, the way we worked there. And, I think here we have a pretty similar group in that aspect of, are we going to win games with all our talent and skill? Probably not, which is it isn't a bad thing one bit. I think it's a blessing in disguise that you have to win by community. When you don't have all these first-round picks or these high-end talented players. I think that's, like I said, I think it's a blessing in disguise in our group here.
Does it make it easier being that the game is here and not at North Dakota this weekend for you?
Honestly, I could care less whether it's here or there. Like I said earlier, it's just a great opportunity for our group, and obviously playing at home is nice. And we're really looking forward to it.
This is a gauntlet you guys are going through here. Cornell, Minnesota, now North Dakota. How have you seen the team from Cornell, from that first game against Cornell now to Minnesota? How have you kind of seen this group grow and improve?
Yeah, like I said a couple questions ago there, I just think it's the willingness to win and the intangibles. I think Cornell was a great example of, when you watch how they played, they were very good at sticks and the willingness to do what it takes to win. I think that was actually a really good learning curve for us. And then obviously you learn from that and you move on, and I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that.
You had any conversations with former teammates? Are there any particularly former teammates of yours that you're looking forward to playing this weekend?
Yeah, no, I was roommates with Jake Schmaltz last year, so I'm pretty excited to play him. Me and him are pretty good buddies still, and I have a lot of good buddies on that team still. Still keep in contact with a lot of them, but when that puck drops, we're no longer friends anymore.
Lots of fans come out for you guys like they did against the Gophers, and then of course the shootout win. How much momentum does that provide you guys heading into a weekend like this?
Yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, I think it's a relationship where, us players have to kind of get the fans into it. It's a give or take relationship when it comes to that. Obviously, if we're not playing well, we probably can't expect, a loud fan base and whatnot. And, it's our job to, as players, people pay good, hard-earned money to come watch us play. And, I think it's our job to obviously give them a money's worth show there.
What does it mean to you as the defensive core when you see the effort that Matt puts out on Saturday night, especially in the overtime?
Yeah, no, I think it's not even just as a defensive core. I think as a collective group, it gives us a lot of confidence to, maybe make some more plays than maybe we want to, or maybe should at times. But he had a fantastic game on Saturday night there, and we have all the confidence in the world in him.
You were saying one of the reasons you came to UMD when you went to the transfer program, you wanted to stay in the NCHC.
Yeah.
As you guys enter NCHC play, what is it about this league that you love, that you wanted to stay here instead of maybe going somewhere where it could have been maybe a little easier or different?
Yeah, no, as a competitor, I think you just want to play against the best, and you want a night, where it's going to be hard every night, and that's ultimately what makes you better. And I thought, going into that transfer process, that this conference was going to give me the best chance to do that.
What are the keys to being, as someone who's playing for North Dakota, what would you say are the keys to beating North Dakota?
I just think you have to outwork them. At the end of the day, like I said, are we going to win with all our talent? Are we going to outskill teams? Probably not, which is fine, like I said. But, the thing that we got, like I said, is we got a group that's willing to win and do the little things that are going to win. And you see it in the long run, definitely. And obviously teams past here. And you look at the roster and you might not think that they're going to be great or whatever, but they come together as a group and they do what it takes to win.
Scott talked about just building consistency, but where do you guys feel like you are in the process coming in the month of November?
We're building. Every week it's getting better, and practices are getting sharper, and our consistency in practice is getting quite a bit better. And like I said, I think that's the thing when you go into a week. We've kind of talked about. Your practice often reflects your games, and my mom always said, "Failing to prepare is preparing to fail." And that's something that I take wholeheartedly in my practice weeks. Is they have all the confidence in the world when you prepare right, and I think our group has done a really good job this week going into this series here.
Perfect. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah.
Can you take us through that diving save you made on Saturday against the Gophers? I'm curious the goalie perspective, because saves that look cool to everyone else, sometimes as a goalie there's other things running through your head in those moments.
Yeah, I don't know if you might not want to hear this or not, but I think Owen Gallatin got more of a piece of that than I did. I honestly, in the moment, you see the puck get over there and you're just trying to do whatever you can to get something in front of it. And I mean, you can probably see that by the desperation, just trying to get over there. But Gally was also in the same position, trying to be desperate to get over there as well. So I think that might have been a little bit more on him than it was on me.
He should have got more credit for that save?
I think so, yeah. You could definitely give it to him. I think all the D-backs probably get credit for all the shots they block. So.
You come in Friday at the end there after Stejskog gets hurt. How are you feeling? Because at one point, did you feel you're stretched out enough? It looked like at one point maybe you were still getting numbered up at the start when you went in there.
Yeah, I think it's always a little bit tough when you come in later in a game, especially like in the third period and stuff like that. I know, it's definitely something that you're not used to. But I think throughout the games, like you're always trying to stay in it mentally, and also just trying to stay a little bit loose. I know it's hard when you're on the bench and stuff like that, but once you get in there, you kind of just, your adrenaline kicks in a little bit and you get a little bit loose and you get going and get into the game. But yeah, it's never the easiest thing per se, but it's something that you always got to be ready for as a goalie, and being in our position, you always have to be able to get into those situations and do what you can to stop the pucks when they come your way. So I think that's something where, yeah, you always got to be ready for it, I guess.
Did that, I mean, 8 minutes you were just in there on Friday, did that help you build some momentum going into Saturday there?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I think just whatever, getting into a game and stuff, you always want to just be able to get into it, I mean, mentally and physically, and then just, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. But I think just being able to see a couple guys of what their releases are, what they're trying to do. They played a different style than what Cornell played the weekend before. So just being able to get in there and see a little bit of shots before definitely helped out.
These are pretty two top tests you guys had against Cornell and Minnesota leading into NCHC play here. How have you seen the team grow? What's the biggest thing you guys learned from those last 4 games?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty, I guess, important for us to be able to go into these games at the start of the year and focus on what we need to do as a team and what kind of team we have and stuff. And I think we know what team we are now. We're going to have to outwork every team that we play against this year. I think that's something that's really important to us and something we really pride ourselves on. And we also know that it doesn't come easy. No games are going to come easy, especially now getting into NCHC play where we're playing for those crucial points every single night. So I think we got to continue with that mentality day in and day out. And that's not only in games, but that's in practices. That's in all the days leading up. That's in video. That's just being with your teammates and stuff too. Just continue to build those bonds, and I think that's something that has really been nice to be able to go on a trip to Cornell and be on the road and be at home with those guys, just to really build that team chemistry and continue that on now into league play.
What have you enjoyed about the NCHC? Luke was just talking about he had a chance to possibly transfer out of this league and maybe go somewhere that isn't as much of a grind, but he wanted to stay in this league. You've been through a season now. What has stood out to you about the NCHC?
I think it's just every single night you got to be ready to go. You got to be on your toes. It's a big, fast, strong league, and I mean that's something that everyone wants to play, and you want to play against the best to make yourself better and stuff. So I think it's been something that's been really cool to come into and play, and see what it's all about. But I think the biggest thing is that it's so tight too. Every single night, all those points, they mean so much towards the end of the season. I mean, when you're going every single night, you always have to be sharp. You always have to be ready. And I think, you always have to do that in all of college hockey and stuff, right? But I think also having a year of experience in it just better prepares me for this year as well.
Is there a point in Saturday's game when you feel like you're locked in and you feel like it's going to be one of those nights, or do you ever get comfortable in that game, I guess is the question?
I think, honestly, just going into the game, you just want to get into it early, and I felt like in the first period you kind of just get those couple saves where you're like, yeah, it's gonna be whatever, a night where you're gonna be seeing pucks. And I think when you're able to find those pucks early and you get a couple saves in there where you're controlling the pucks, it obviously feels better. But even when that doesn't happen, I think you can always find your groove later in the game and stuff too. So I think for me it was just, I wasn't really thinking too much. I was just going out there and playing, and I think that's when I'm playing my best. So you don't ever really realize it in the game where you're like, oh, I'm feeling good. It's just every single game you take it minute by minute, second by second, and try to go out there and stop the pucks, control pucks, and get out there and do what you can for the team.
You and Zach did this dance before, or did this dance last season, where neither one of you really grabbed a hold. You were trading games throughout much of the season. Did that experience help this year, where maybe you're not playing every night, but when you get your chance, you can put together a game like you did on Saturday? Did last year lead into feeling more comfortable with that rotation earlier in this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's been, honestly, my whole college career, not really being the guy, whatever, seeing other people play and stuff. I think it definitely prepares you when you've gone through those experiences before, and you can learn from either things that you did right or that you didn't do right. So I think being able to go through a situation where you've, been going back and forth and not knowing who's playing on a given night and being ready whenever you're called upon and stuff, I think that's definitely something where you can take those experiences on how you handle yourself in practice, what you need to do to make yourself feel the best for the weekend if you are playing or if you're not playing.
How much confidence does that give you guys heading into a team like North Dakota to know that you guys can both perform very, very well in the net there?
Yeah, I think for both of us, all three of us, including Zach Sandy as well, we want to support each other and push each other every single day when we're on the ice. That's what has to happen in order to make us all better. So I think taking it day by day in practice and focusing on that, but also being able to go into games and support each other. And we also like to talk a lot during the game too, to see what other people are seeing, to see what we can improve on when we're in the net or when the other guy's in the net. So that's something that's important to all of us, and I think it's going to just continue on through the rest of the season, no matter who's in the net.
You entered league play this weekend, but have had plenty of games under your belt already. What have you learned about this team so far?
I think the biggest thing that we've learned is that we're not going to be a team that really goes out there and outskills and outwows the other team. We need to be a team that's blue collar, and we need to be a team that's going to be working hard every single night. Kind of what I mentioned before, that we also need to stay disciplined as well too. I think that goes hand in hand with saying we can't be taking a bunch of penalties and stuff too. It's just not sustainable. But for us, I think it's just going back to our roots. We got to be a hardworking team. We got to support each other. We got to be positive. And I know if we do that, we can work through anything together.
Are there many strengths that this group has showcased this season so far that has surprised you?
I think the biggest thing that we've just seen with our team is the resilience that our team has, like being able to work through situations where we might have come out and have a great first period and then give up a couple goals in the second period, but sticking with the game and kind of going, playing not the full 60 minutes, but being able to go through and battle at the end when we really need those times and need that to happen. So I think for us, it's focusing on that, but also not getting ourselves in those situations. I think we've slowly been able to learn that and develop that. We need to be consistent every single day and every single game and for every single minute of the game as well too. We can't take any time off, because when that happens, then other teams can take advantage.
I think we're gonna switch over to Scott now. Thank you, guys. If
Yep.
you wanna schedule with
Not that way, though. Okay, Matt, you always start, so.
Well, Zach actually wants me to ask who's starting in goal. Zach wants to know who's starting in goal. He might tell us this week.
Nope, you find out Friday.
He did not tell us who's starting in goal. It was a good try. Good try. Scott, your thoughts and feelings heading into the start of conference play after two really tough back-to-back non-conference series against Cornell and Minnesota?
Well, I think we learned a little bit more about our team in the last 2 weekends. Actually, really from the start of the year, but certainly the last 2 weekends. Some good, some not so good. So I liked our effort better Saturday. Our compete level was a little bit higher, but our execution level still needs to get way better. So I'm feeling okay. Would have been nice to win a game or two in those 4 games, but again, they're 2 of the better teams, I feel, and it's good preparation leading into our league play, starting with a team that's off to a good start and is another really good hockey team.
Tough weekend, obviously. Tough week against the last week. Did you feel a little extra juice? I mean, I know it's the Gophers, but it just felt a little different than going on Saturday. Did you guys feel that back too?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of emotion in the building. Obviously, certainly with the tribute to Adam. Obviously we didn't play very well Friday. Our effort level, compete level wasn't very good. wasn't good enough. So we needed to be better. But I think that, along with being back home, I think the atmosphere was really good. So I think that helped. So yeah, I think it was a combination of a lot of those things. It was kind of a fun building to be in. I mean, obviously the game was, a pretty exciting game. So, yeah, I think all those things played a factor.
What did you think of what you saw from Matthew Thiessen on Saturday? He driving all over the place and stopping pucks every way he could possibly stop?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, they had 50 shots, but thought RD did a much better job throughout the game of allowing him to see pucks. They got a lot of point shots, which teams are going to do. Certainly, we need to challenge a little bit of that better as far as the point coverage, but I thought he was seeing the puck. Thought RD did a much better job than the night before, even the games before, with some at least battles, net front battles, and I thought Matthew did his job, but I mean, obviously he made some great saves. I mean, the one in overtime was phenomenal. But you need that, right? You need that against those teams. We need that moving forward. We need those timely saves. We need those good games, and at least we gave him. He didn't have to do it himself. We scored some goals, and obviously Stever's goal at the start of the third period was really big to get that game tied up again, because I thought we gave him a couple easy goals. Kind of gave away the momentum that we got off after we took the 2-1 lead. But that's hockey. The momentum shifts. So I liked how our guys restarted. But he was certainly a difference in the game. Thought their goalie made a great save on Aaron in overtime, right? So I mean, both goalies made timely saves. But I thought he was in control of his game. I thought he was seeing the puck well, and he had a strong game for us.
The power play, it seemed like the power play after Dom went down, they went through a little funk where it was trying to find itself. Do you think it found its groove again on Saturday? What did you like from what you saw from those guys besides just what the fun?
Well, I mean, Dom wasn't in our lineup very long, right? So, I mean, the whole Northern Michigan weekend wasn't just him on the power play, right? The next night it was Spicer because he went down the first night. So that was a combination. I mean, again, you score 7 power play goals in a weekend. They have 6. I mean, your power play percentage should go up. But I think after that, going into Cornell or even Bemidji, I thought our guys just thought it was going to happen. I don't think we worked hard enough. I thought we got away from some things that you need to on the power play. I always kind of go into the well. You got some plays and getting pucks to the net, and you start scoring goals, you feel good, and PK outworks you. Teams aren't going to just go, hey, they're at 44%, let's let them play, right? They're going to come after you, and we played some aggressive penalty kill teams, and we didn't respond very well. I thought our second unit kind of responded to one game. I think it was against Bemidji. I can't remember. Where they got a couple goals for us, and that's what you need. But it's never going to stay there. You want it to stay there. I mean, sometimes early in the year, I even say that with ours, right? You're trying new guys, and you're not quite. You haven't done it enough. Both power play and penalty kill. I think that's why some of the numbers, especially early on in the year, are higher. Now our job is to kind of maintain that. But I thought we lost a little bit of that. I think we just thought things were going to happen, and we didn't work to make things happen, and we tried to get a little too fancy. And then you end up not probably producing. So, but we got some goals this weekend that were important.
North Dakota this weekend, challenges you'll see on the team. They turn over the whole decor, and it's out.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, we got to face Pearson again, right? So good goaltending. So it starts there. No, they're playing well. I mean, it was a great series. They've had a great series. They played some tough teams too. Just watching the BU, it was a heck of a series. They've got good forward depth. They got some dangerous players. Blake and Gaber. They're talented. Like Jackson's one of the best players in our league. And Gaber's back for more. Was hoping he was leaving, but goal scorer. And then just a couple guys they added. Berg, veteran of our league. They got size. They can skate. They're always good defensively. They're hard at the net. Special teams, their kill's going to be aggressive, and they got some dangerous weapons on the power play. But again, the last 2 weekends we've seen really good teams. So we're not going to be shocked, right? Those teams that we played, I thought, are at a different level. So it carries us right into this, and North Dakota's playing at a really high level right now too.
When they'll block a ton of shots against you, the Gophers blocked a good number of shots actually too. This is one of the top shot blocking teams in the country, North Dakota. You're right up there as well. When you're facing teams that might
shooting pucks quicker, right? Being ready to shoot, not dusting pucks off, you know? A lot of times we get pucks and we want to stick handle it once or twice, and teams are too good with their sticks and bodies and shot lanes, and sometimes you just got to accept shooting pucks wide, right? And you try and spread teams out. I think for us too, it just when we go low to high and D to D, our weak side D has been not where they need to be. I think we've made it easy on teams. We need to be a little bit wider. Our D need to recognize that. I think we need to make good decisions, like when can you shoot it? You know, if it comes low to high on the strong side, can you shoot it right away? Do we have traffic? Does it have to go D to D? If I don't have anything, can it go back below? We call them resets. You know, you got to make those decisions as a defenseman early. But shooting pucks, you know, making decisions low to high early to create space is important. Our D need to make good reads. Our forwards need to do their job as far as routes to the net. But you got to get pucks past those layers. And if you can't, you can still shoot pucks wide. You know, still got to get it down there. But I just didn't think we've shot pucks quick enough, and teams have been good with their sticks. Better than us. Like, it's still an area that we need to get way better at. Like, a lot of pucks get by our forwards up top, and it puts a lot of pressure on your D and your goaltender at the net. Pucks bouncing around, second chances, screens, all those things. But we need to get better at that for sure. But it'll be a challenge, yeah. I mean, but definitely shooting pucks quicker, trying to not wait for the bus lane, as I call it. You know, there's no bus lanes anymore, right? You got to shoot it by shin pads. Sometimes it's not. Everyone's not trying to score on every shot. You're just trying to get it to the net, especially from up top. But I can say that as our forwards too. I think our forwards sometimes, on a recovery or a possession inside the dots, we need to get pucks quicker to the net.
You talked about this last season. Is that one of the primary reasons you think Ben has so much success in that right sense? He really just fires everything that comes to him, it feels like, especially the power play.
Yeah, you have to, you know. Again, I always say test their will to block shots, right? And again, you can't keep going away. If you get a couple blocked, you can't stop and try something else, right? I keep going to the well. You keep going to the well, right? Sooner or later, something's going to work. But, you know, all the best goal scorers, they're not afraid to shoot or get shots blocked. You know, they want the puck and they want to shoot it, right? You know, for him, if it is blocked, then he's got to maybe make a couple adjustments with his positioning or what he can do. And I think you saw that a little bit. We tried to work a couple things on the power play with him, where I think sometimes his positioning could be a little bit better so that he's not shooting at such an extreme angle, but he could still score from those angles, but just to help create second chances, you know. But he's a shooter of the puck. That's why he's our leading goal scorer. He's not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, and he's got an unbelievable shot. But again, I think you look at all the good goal scorers, they usually lead their team in shots, right? There's a reason for it. And he's pretty accurate at hitting the net. That's one of the things too that a lot of guys, you could have a lot of shots, but the guys that hit the net more consistently, again, anytime you hit the net, you have a chance to score, right? So.
He's also a great example for the rest of the guys doing what you just said, because he does get it away quick and he's usually getting it. I mean, goalie has to make a great save or two.
Yeah, he practices a lot. He practices.
Right.
It takes practice. And you know, when you practice, you have confidence. And Benny's not shy to confidence shooting the puck, which is awesome. You know, other guys, they want to do it, but practice. They got to practice it more, right? You got to practice getting pucks in different spots. You got to not everything's going to be perfect. You got to practice changing angles. You got to practice one-timers. You got to quick release, you know, getting pucks away quick. It takes practice. If you don't practice it, how much confidence are you going to have? He's got a lot of confidence, you know. Probably 2 or 3 guys on our team that really sit in that shooting room weekly and shoot pucks. It's not enough. You got to practice it.
At the end of Saturday, you said your group isn't where you want them to be yet. Should they be? Where do you feel like they're in this process right now?
Third of the way there. I'm not going to get into details. We're not there yet. We're not. I think we've made some progress in some areas, but again, it's not good enough right now for me. I think we should be a little farther along. I think that our consistency to all areas of our game needs to be a little bit better. We've had some areas that have been good, like our power play has been good. I think our penalty kill's been really good lately. Some of that's, Krause's working hard on that. We've had some individuals play a little bit better. It's nice to see Cole Spicer, doing what he's doing. Put him in a tough spot. He probably played more now than he played all last year, right? He's killing penalties, and we got to be conscious of that too, right? We've got some guys that are playing a lot of minutes right now that we've got to make sure we don't overuse them, right? But they're playing well, so there's some good things, right? But again, this whole season's a process, and like I said, we played some really good teams the first 5 games. The last 2 weekends, I feel like we played some really elite teams that I feel are going to be in the 16-team tournament at the end of the year or farther. And then it carries us right into now as we start league, we see that every weekend, and it starts with North Dakota. So I like that we've played those teams, and they were both different, right? They were both different style teams. North Dakota's a little combination. Our teams play a lot similar. Our North Dakota, we've always played very similar, right? But we'll find out. So hopefully we can get better, but we can't not be ready to play on Friday. Like, not that our guys weren't ready to play, but our compete level, how we need to play, hopefully guys are starting to understand that, right?
You said earlier this season, and just it seems like the same pattern across conferences, that second periods have been a struggle. What is it about the second periods that provide you guys with that challenge?
I have no idea. If I had the answer, I'd be a millionaire. We've had good starts, better starts. I don't know, Alexis. That's a great question. You could probably ask me that about a couple of things, like why? Why do we have this? Why aren't we this? Right? We're trying. It takes a while.
You have to be happy with, I would guess, with Spicer. I mean, when you threw him up there, you really didn't know if he'd come through or not. But the big responsibility on that line, and he's been better and better almost every shift.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. I think he's been a good killer. He's been really good in the face-off circle for us. Him and Jack Smith were really good last Saturday. We need that. Dom's out. Dom was probably one of our top guys. So, again, he's getting a lot of minutes and he's taking advantage of it, and that's what we want players to do. So hopefully he keeps gaining confidence through that, and some other guys follow.
I think all 4 of your centers at some point Saturday took draws against Jackson Nelson, who was the Goldberg's best face-off guy. He went 9 for 29, which is very odd for him. What do you think of the job your center did? That's a tough team to win a lot of draws against. You guys did.
Well, we went into Cornell and same thing. We won the face-off game, right, against the big bodies. So again, it's good compete level. It's good. Maybe our guys are a little quicker. I don't know, but we won the face-off game there too against guys that are the same size as Nelson. So it's not about the size, right? It's about can you cheat a little quicker? Can you, be a little quicker? I mean, can you get some help from your wings, things like that? But we did a good job. But yeah, I don't know. I like to see it. I hope it continues. I really like to see, couple of those guys, like I said, Smitty and Cole, because they're also killers for us. So hopefully if they keep doing that 5-on-5, it helps on the penalty kill or even the power play, and we get possession.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.